Welcome back to Unleash Success. This is your host, Corey Corpodian. We are jumping right into the fourth habit of success in this special bonus mini-series, how to accelerate your success even faster by creating habits that you can start today. And the habit that if you're listening to this podcast, you might be already doing it, which I love, is to feed your mind. Guys, when I first graduated from residency, moved out to California in 2013, I was working 3 hours away, or it was an hour and a half, but a 3-hour daily commute to San Diego every single day. And I was super depressed and not into personal development at the time, unfortunately, because I literally spent a year driving down there, busting my ass, and I thought about that. How many hours I lost in that car listening to the radio. Now, I love music just like anybody else, but if you've been in a car for 3 hours a day, you end up hearing the exact same DJ track list, the exact same song over and over again, and there's only so much music you can listen to. And I wish that I had started to feed my mind earlier, but luckily I figured it out eventually, and now almost every time I'm in the car, I'm listening to something that I can learn from, a podcast, an audiobook. I'm listening to something that can empower my mind, my brain, everything. Why? Because you know what? When you're sitting in the car, you have to be there. You're driving somewhere. And if you can feed your mind and grow while you're going there, isn't that a win-win situation? So whatever it is, whether you're physically reading a book, whether you're listening to a podcast, whether you're listening to an audible, whether you're taking a class, whether you're, learning anything new, really, I believe feeding your mind with new ideas empowers us to accelerate success. Why? Because how many times have you been listening to a podcast or listening to a book and they say something where you're like, man, God, that describes me exactly. And then they give you a tip. And you're like, oh God, if I did that, I wonder what would happen. How would that one tip change your life? Every single book I've ever listened to, I've ever read, I have learned at least one thing that has dramatically changed my life forever. Forever. I took information that somebody took in a lifetime, an entire lifetime, 30, 40, 50 years to put into one book. And within a couple days, I was able to take that information and apply it to my life and increase and accelerate my own success. So get in the habit every single day of feeding your mind. Because guys, if we're not growing, we're dying. If you're not learning something new, you're getting lost in your old ways, or if you're getting distracted all the time, you're not going to be able to grow as a person. And if we're not growing, we just don't feel happy a lot of times. And I'm not saying you got to grow in personal development. You can grow in any area of life. You can grow on how to become a better husband and wife. You can grow on how to become a better family member, how to become a better community member, get involved in politics, religion, fitness, whatever it is for you. But if we're learning, that progress feeds our mind. We can turn our car into what some people call a mobile university, driving wherever we're going, learning something new, checking out new books. If you guys need some books, there's a Booklist on our website, unleashsuccess.com. You can click the links for Audible. It's my top 10, things like Mindset, 4-Hour Work Week, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all these great books that really influenced me. And if you haven't read all 10 of them, I highly, highly suggest that you start knocking them out in the car. And feeding your mind is habit number 4. Guys, stay tuned. We've got one more habit to go through in this awesome mini-series. And if you'd like, please share your thoughts, feelings with me. Go ahead, message me on Instagram or Facebook at Corey Corpodian. Also, if you'd like, please subscribe to the podcast. As you know, this is just a bonus mini-series, but we will be getting back to those awesome interviews with successful entrepreneurs and people in life shortly here. Next week, we're going to be interviewing a guy from a company that helps you increase your influence and brand in Instagram. We're going to be talking in the next couple of weeks with a guy who has raised over $1 billion in capital and will help you be able to pitch any idea and raise any amount of money in his strategy and step-by-step how we do that. So there's lots more to come. Stay tuned. We'll be going over the 5th habit of success in the next mini episode.